Sabrina. So today we are going to do our surrogacy episode 2. So today I will talk about meeting my baby daddies, the match and how that went, the next steps, and some tips that I can give new surrogates on how to act and what to do when having your first Zoom or Skype call meeting your intended parents. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about meeting my baby daddies. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on because it's a gay couple from Israel and they are my baby daddies because I am having their twins. So I got their profile, I think the day before. So yesterday is when I matched with them and I got their profile the day before. The lady from the agency sent it to me. So it went over things that they like to do, why they decided to use a surrogate, all of those type of things. Then there was like a few pictures of them and their family. So that was great. And I made sure to like read that thoroughly so I knew all the information I could know about them before I even met them. And then after I read all of that, and then the surrogacy lady, she sent me an email of like different questions that would be appropriate to ask during this meeting and different things that I might want to know that I didn't think about like wanting to know and stuff like that. So I took some notes on that as well. And then yesterday happened and I got to meet them. And so it was me, them two, the two baby daddies, and then it was the lady from the agency. And she was kind of like leading, because of course you're going to be nervous. I'm nervous, they're nervous, and the only person that's probably not nervous is the lady from the agency because she's done this multiple times. So she kind of led that. She asked questions and then she would say, okay, I want Sabrina to answer this one first, or oh, I want you guys to answer this one first, and things like that based on what the question was. So there was difficult questions, of course. So like, if you're willing to terminate, if there's anything wrong with the child, if that's what the parents want for the child, since it's not your child, it's the intended parent's child. So of course they get to make that decision. What would happen if one of the twins split into two and it became triplets? What would we want to do with that? And different questions like that. So then we got to talk about like more lighter topics, like what our hobbies were, like do we intend to go to Israel to eventually like meet them and stuff, which duh. But yeah, different things like that. And we just really vibed. I think that's the most important thing. Like we just really like vibed, and one of them speaks English like really well and one of them speaks English pretty well. So we were able to communicate like really well, and they seem like they care a lot about what happens to me, because of course like regardless of like monetary gain or them gaining children, like ultimately like it's my body that's like on the chopping block here. So they seemed really concerned with that, which I loved. But yeah, so we talked a lot about the questions, and then she allowed us to ask our own questions, or kind of like a free talk type thing. And we went back and forth a couple of times with different questions and concerns and things like that, but nothing too serious because I think we already had vibed really well. So it was kind of just like, okay, well, sounds good to me for everyone involved. And so she asked me to get off the call and she would continue discussing things with them. And then the other lady called me and she was like, you did great, they loved you, like do you want to like continue with them, like do you want to match? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And then she was like, well, they want to match too, so I'm gonna go tell them that like this is good to go. So that was awesome and I was so excited. And so then after that, it seems to move like relatively quickly. So the next steps is today I got introduced to the coordinator, I guess, the person that I'm going to be talking to from, I think, the clinic that I'm going to be going to for like the embryo transfer and all of that type of stuff. So I think that's where he's located at. And he seems, from his email, he seems very nice, very helpful. He said that this week he wants to set up a meeting with me so that we can kind of like just touch bases, you know, like since this is the first time that I'll meet him, I guess, like face-to-face, like through Skype, and he wants to meet me and just like kind of go over everything that I went over with the other ladies in the agency previously, to talk to them and get to know like what my views are, what I want out of this, like my concerns and all of that type of stuff. So with that, like we'll do that sometime this week. And then what she was saying is that my next I guess actual physical appointment, my first physical appointment, will be between the 7th and 10th day of my menstrual cycle. So that will be sometime at the beginning of next month. So we might have to leave Mississippi a little bit earlier than planned because I have to be there for this appointment. So to make sure that that happens, we are getting prepared here now to make sure that we're able to do that. So I just today actually bought a car. So excited. But yes, so we're getting ready to get out there to make sure that I can make it to that first appointment so that we can do legal stuff after that, and then we go through those steps. And she said that most likely I will be pregnant sometime in January. So that's pretty fast. So I wanted to give some tips on how to meet your surrogacy parents, and when you do meet them, like what do you say, how do you interact? So the one thing that I did that the lady from the surrogacy agency said she has never seen in the 7 years that she has done surrogacies is I used my YouTube backdrop to I put hello right here in big letters, and then I put their names right here. And so it turned out that like instead of this way, we had to like do the Skype call this way. So it was only like this much or whatever. So we were able to put like their names in the picture. So that was cool. And she was like, do you guys see this? This is awesome. Like I've never seen this before. I've never seen someone put so much effort into it. So like, it's just the little things. Like, how long did that take me? Maybe like 5 minutes, to put up their names, but it just shows that like you're really interested in them. Then looking through their profile very thoroughly. So I made sure to take notes on their profile, like, oh, you guys like cycling? Like me and my daughter love cycling and we do it all the time, So just different things like that so that they know like, oh wow, like they're really like into us. Like they really like thought this through, and looked at our profile like intensely. And also like Safari wanted to be involved, so she wanted to be like in the video, like talking to them as well. And so like she was excited about it for the first like 2 minutes, and then she got bored because it was like adult questions and stuff. But yeah, so that was great. And so it's just like the little things, just show that you care from like day one. The lady was kind of saying like, treat this as like your honeymoon phase. So you want to give like your best to them and just show them like, I'm in this for the right reason, of course, and you want to be with them every step of the way. And so me being a surrogate, like I let them know all of this is up to you. So she asked them how do you want the relationship to go before, during, and after pregnancy? And they were like, well, we want our kids to know like where they come from as in like, delivered, because they're biologically not mine, but I will give birth to them, so they want their kids to know that from like day one or whatever, and they want me to be involved and have conversations with them and just like be, he said, almost part of the family, and of course I would never like overstep boundaries or anything like that, but I think it's great that like they want me to be involved, especially for like my first surrogacy, like because there's some families, especially from China, that come here and they don't speak English at all, and they're just kind of like, let us know when they come out so we can take them home, and like no fault in that, like there's nothing bad about that. It's just whatever like the parents' preferences are. And I think as a surrogate, we should go in with their thoughts and emotions and feelings like in your mind, because this is a job to us. We're doing a great thing for these people, but at the end of the day, you probably wouldn't do this if you were doing it for free, So this is a job to you. So make sure that you go into this knowing that you are going to do whatever you can to make sure that the parents are comfortable, whether that's texting them, I feel the baby's kicking, like, oh, I'll Skype you for like all of my appointments, like let me know if you like want to know anything else or whatever, you know, like just letting them know how you are and then building a relationship organically. So I think that's the best thing that you can do, especially for that first appointment. Just make sure that you go in being serious but being yourself. So I told them, we're currently in Mississippi. We're going back to California in a month. We use our bicycle to go everywhere we go. We travel so much, you know? Like, I just gave them a synopsis of like our lifestyle, and they loved it, you know? Like they told the lady that like all of their boxes were like checked off when it came to me, and they didn't even have to ask questions. Like, I just gave them that information that they desired without any issues. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments, because I know that there wasn't like too many different YouTube videos on surrogacy when I was looking into it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know and I will be happy to answer them for you. So I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.